Morning, everybody. Sorry, it's took a bit longer than anticipated, but we're here. We're ready to go again. I'd just like to give you an overview of how we're set up now. Obviously, I had a bit of a setback over the weekend, but came back, looked at things a little bit differently, still using the same sort of method, but hopefully bigger and better things. Let me find a screen share screen. Okay, we're in. So I'm gonna mark a blank chart up from start to finish, just so you can see how I do it, where I get profit zones and trading zones, and so I'll just show you this one at the moment. This all looks a bit busy, but it'll all come clear as I show you what I do and where I do it. As you can see, what we're in there, we're in the day view. So we'll go to the 4 hour. Once you get zoomed in a little bit, everything opens up. So basically, guys, higher highs, high lows, and volume mainly. So we're looking for POCs, previous months, previous weeks. I set the way I'm looking at things now. I'm going to look for a Monday to Friday sort of setup, so I can do most of my analysis over the weekend. Well, yeah, I'll show you how we go. So I've got a blank US 50. So I get to the 4 hour. What I'll do first, in fact, we'll go to the daily, and I'll scroll it until we hit a year. There we go, 2021, around there to 2022 beginning. So what I shall do there first, I shall get the volume. Sorry, it's a little bit cold in the conservatory, isn't it? I'd get a volume reading from the 4th of January till the 31st of December. And then we zoom in. Zoom in. All these, like I was saying previously, have to be. Precision is key. So we want horizontal line. That is 2021 POC. Easy as that. Nice thin line, marked up. Block it off. And then now you've got your line, which is back out. And we can get rid of that, so it keeps the chart nice and clean. Now the next two POCs I'd look for, I'd drop down to the 4 hour, and I'd be looking for what happened from December 1st to December 31st. Same again. We're going in. Okay. And then that one is December 2021. You'll see. Okay. I'll lock it off. Same again. I've got my line from that. I don't need to know anything more. So we'll get rid of that. Now that's given me an overall magnet as such through the month. So we do, I'd like to do one more to November. I like to make sure I see what's going on in November as well. So November the 1st. Kind of pretty much quite a consolidated period over the past 2 months. Has been growth, but generally same again. Nice line. We are November 2021 POC. Okay. Lock it off. Zoom back out. And the last final POC that is relevant. Oh, just get rid of that. Keep it clear. Is January to date. So we go fixed. I'm looking for that and then to date. You're not so far off, really. Oh, zoom in. Zoom. Horizontal right line, and then that I put Jan 2021 POC, and then I like, just so I know, it's not the full month. Okay, and then we'll lock it off. And then get rid of that. So now we're starting to get a few target zones. Yeah, as you can see, they are quite put together, but points and pips wise, they're a world apart. Look at that. Okay, so next job for me would be to find my high point, which I'm only going go back to say, I reckon October will be far enough. So same again, high point. To be zoomed right in, right in. Okay. Horizontal line. And this one is 4th of Jan at 11. So 11, 4th Jan 2022, and that is this. Okay, lock it off. Starting to build up an area where we feel comfortable trading. Okay, so pull it back, 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 back. So I'll possibly go from here, maybe put one here, and all these. I'll just do a couple for now, just to show you. But if we work on the top, because there's only a few of them that I see as relevant. So if we start here, okay. This is the 11th of September. At what time? Sorry, 11 o'clock on the 3rd of September. This. And this is the lower. Okay, lock it off. When you mark your lines, then you retract back. You start by scrolling. These lines become very relevant. Rejected. Broke through. Rejected. The more lines you add, the more relevance you see. Of the lines, but pick the big ones to start with, the ones that really stand out from you. Them two there. So we go with that one because it's a little bit higher. Zoom in. Okay. So here we go. Find your point. 11 o'clock on the 16th. 11. 16. September. No. 16th of December. And that is the higher. Lock it off. Okay. Starting to get a picture of what's happening in front of you. You're possibly looking at how I read that. January, past 2 weeks in January, most selling actions happened around this sort of area. So possibly, it's only a possibility. You're looking for it to retest, possibly break through towards the high, but definitely you'd be looking for it to come towards last 2 weeks BOC. You could possibly put one on for a little bit of a tighter entry, but I'll show you them. You've got the gist of how I get my zones and my areas. And then what I'll do on the bottom, got my vertical line set. So I find before I work. So that is where market shut. So I find where market closed, horizontal, and I have this. You can put the sessions breaks on. But I physically like to put them on myself, and then I know I've set them to where I want them as such, if that makes sense. It's everything on my chart will be what I've put on. I'll obviously use the indicators, the matrix, the indicator for confirmation for me to get in a trade. But all my workings out are put on the chart by me, so I know I physically put them on there. I know the prices to the price, pips to the pip. Anyway, what I've done here, I've templated week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4. All the same settings, dashed line, just different templates set so I can quickly go through them. So this one would be, let me just get my calendar out. 14th is the week 2, I think. I can swap them all around afterwards anyway, but I'm sure it's week 2. And then I'll lock it off. And then obviously go back, do my session breaks. So we've got the 7th, dotted line, 7th. There's the 7th, that can be week 1, maybe 7. No, so that's week 2. Sorry, that's the beginning of week 3. This is week 1, which began on the 31st. So, 31st. And that's week 1. And I like to put, so I have a visual on my screen, block it off. Low there, which corresponds with a couple. Okay. And that is 3 o'clock in the afternoon on the 10th of January. And that is a higher low. Lock it off. Same again. Every time you put one on, just for your own peace of mind and whatever you want to call it, psychology, come back, have a look what happened. Nearly took it. It would have, if I'd have marked that one on before all this happened, that just broke it. Possibly by, I don't know, 0.7 of a pip, and then took off. I've had a retest. My personal opinion, just it's coming to there. I can't say 100%. No one can ever say 100%. Well, that's where most actions happen. So the V70 on top of everything right here, the money on the table, you'd have a big zone there. But I'm just looking to try and make things easier for us all. I know some people like to get in and get out. It can be done. There's plenty of strategies out there, but I'm looking going forward for it to become a Monday to Friday session for my trades, possibly looking to take 1 or 2 trades a week, if that, on the sheer fact of price rejection mainly, and then just using rejections as entries from certain key levels, and then following the V70 for my profits, looking for points of control where price is mainly comfortable. I'm currently in the US 30 at the moment. Just get it. As we had the rejection off previous price that was created on this one. This was created 14th of January, 6 o'clock. So we retested that just before close on Friday. And I watched the last candle build. I jumped in around here. So how I'm looking to trade now, obviously with looking at things a little bit differently, I'm going to go from session start to session end. If it hits my profit lines in between, that'll be my trade finished. Straight to the POC. If it's done that, pull out onto 17 reward there. We'll probably we had a little rejection here off the November POC, but nothing too major. We didn't come back into my stop loss area. It stayed above. So we've been in profit all day, regardless of. So my personal opinion is, well, possibly, well, you've got, if you wanted to take that as your first profit, there you go. Ching, ching. What's that? Let's just unlock if you set your first profit, we've already hit, and you're at a 1 to 7. Second profit, the higher low from December, you're in a 1 to 15. You go for the combined POCs from week 1 and week 2 in January, you're at nearly a 1 to 18. I have 2 weeks marked up at the moment, just to see over the next 2 weeks. We created a top price line on the 5th of January at 3 o'clock. Well, between 3 and, a 4 hour, so between 3 and 7. So you could possibly lock in profits as it came up. If it comes up, move your stop loss below the higher low and just keep laddering your way up. If it goes to the top price line or anywhere in between 1 to 30, 1 to 40, nearly a 50% turnaround on your money. All these lines give you is take profits. Understanding what's going on in the market is massive. With the indices, we're quite lucky because they always grow. You have these pullbacks like this, but generally over the period of time, months, years, they grow. What I've looked to do on mine, I'm just looking when it hits sort of, once we've had, as Jeff calls it, discovery mode. We're in the discovery mode here. We're in discovery mode here. But once we've had the discovery mode and we do find price, POC, they do hit here, POC from week 1 in December, week 2 in December, we was up here when we opened, came straight to the POC. Okay, came down, created a higher low on the 15th at 2, came back up, hit the POC, went back up, created a higher low, which should probably connect with some back here. I've just not marked up any of December because I'm going to future test, any of November, because I'm going to future test from now and create my own grid. I think I've got most relevant prices on the US 30 at this sort of time scale, but here we go. POC, hit. That's 3 times in 1 week. Okay. So the V70 works on a larger scale as well as a short-term scale. You saw the little, we'd hit price line, not quite broke through it. You were to jump in down to the POC from last week, you're nearly 33,000 points up in 4 hours. And that's a longer, bit more of a abstract look at the V70. Works on larger time scales as long as you're in a form of consolidation for a couple of days. Here, market open, POC touched. that in itself there, market open, you get in just a little bit up. 12,000 points to the POC, 15,000 points. Game of patience. Let the market come to you. There's always going to be supply and a demand. Always. More people that buy, the better for us. We get more percentage. So I've sort of tried to home in a little bit on getting a grid made, trading zones, nice clean lines. You can see once you've got all your lines written on, it gives you these zones. So we've had the rejection. We're in. Gold. These are the first two that are marked up. Gold. 1 to 2. That's just if it comes to the lower low, like it has been doing. That could be tighter now because you've obviously entered. It's been consolidating a little bit around. Yeah, pretty much for the past 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks. It's consolidated, so you could possibly look. It's touched the POC now, so it could go that way. It could go that way. That'd be a no trade zone for me now, just until it finds a top or a bottom. I don't know if I've started marking Bitcoin up a little bit, but that's Forex pair at a GP BAUD. Just hit. Just broke top price. So I'll look at putting another line. Oh, look. POC from last week. Had the rejection, broke price, turn around. You're in. As it goes under the higher high, you've 63 pips, 4 hours. Just being around when the session opens for a couple of hours. Well, what's that? 10 o'clock. No, oh, is it? Hang on. Yeah, a couple of hours after session open. You could set alerts. Now you've got all these horizontal lines. These are all alert bars. Add an alert. Yeah, we broke the price. Sit and watch it. See what happens. It looks like it's taking a turn. Money on the table says we've had a green wick with no red. It's not for me. Money on the table says we're going to have a push in the downward direction. Confirmation. I've not adjusted my matrix settings, so I don't quite know what they'll be sitting at. But yeah, with the V70 working at session closed and session open, you can only trade it once a week. I'd possibly say when we're doing it the original. But like here, let's have a look. Market open, touch POC. Rose back up, touch POC. Went down, touched the price line from the 30th of November, rejected, touched POC. So in the space of 1 week, just looking at it over a week trade rather than a daily trade as such, trying to get in and get out, you've hit once, twice, 3 times, 4 times in a week, POC. Discovery mode, okay. POC, it's floated around it, market open, went away, came to it, went away, came to it. Consolidation, there's here. So we've opened, at the price we've pushed away. There possibly would be lines somewhere around here from previous. Obviously, I've not back tested too far back. I've just gone to, I think I've gone to the end of November. Came back, POC, touch, pushed away. Here, POC, POC. So if you work in session breaks from session open to session closed, as long as we're in some form of consolidation period, and then if you're lucky enough, I say lucky enough, to be when it does move, if you're following it and you're in the right trade, because you're following the trend, possibilities are endless. You've just got to understand what you're looking at. See if you got into that and you stayed with the trend because your stop loss is under here, under the market opens, you have a push up to a previous line, just doesn't touch it, comes back down, and then you have a push up to the higher high, which was created in November, I think. 2 weeks, 427 pips. Patience. This is something I was lacking last week, massively. Patience. I've not been too well personally. My mental health took a little bit of a dip, but I'm getting there. I'm working on it, like we always do. So I'm looking to mark up possibly one a day over this week, and then that gives me, if I can get 10 instruments by the end of the week fully marked up, and that gives me 10 potential instruments that have zones that allow me to play in the market. I'm not looking for these big moves. I want this little move back, bounce off there to there. I want them moves. It's probability for me, knowing how well volume works. These are guidelines. These are take profits. These are keep me inside the lines, inside the trades. Stop losses can be set at the other side of them. They like to go over by 0.25, 0.75. So, like if we go to my US 30, I notice this quite a lot. With all the highs and lows, the only ones that are not 2.5, 7.5 are the POCs that I've put on. 7.5, 7.5, 7.5, 2.5, 1.5. And from what I've worked out from talking to people, that's the banks. They like to finish on a 2.5 or a 7.5, or just to try and catch the small man out. But anyway, yeah, I want to try and get at least 10 instruments marked up like this. Let's get there by the end of next week. This one's still got a little bit of a way to go, but you can see where I'm going. I'm getting my crisscross grid. Nice. And then as the session starts on a Sunday night for me, Monday morning for other people, I can see what's going off. I know this is where most prices happen. So I can potentially look for it to come here after we've had a rejection of a previous price that I've created on here. Yeah. Okay. And I think right here, money on the table move there. That. So yeah, you could possibly go down to the 1 hour. Gives you a bit more of a detailed view of what's going on. So you got your POC there. We've opened up. We've touched the POC. We've come away, and that was a new lower price created because it broke previous. We've rejected. We've gone back to the POC. We've rejected again. We've not quite broke the December higher high. We've touched the POC again. We've opened up. We've touched the POC. Opened up, you're in to the POC. Just to the POC, you're 483. I know that says 2 days, 18 hours, but I've got it a candle before the weekend. So really, it's only 18 hours, really, that. Get it properly so you can see it. So you would be in there, but you know what I mean. So from there to there, yeah, 500 and whatever. But you come to the POC, you see where it's going, don't you? With the gold, we've hit POC from open. We came down. We've had a rejection. Not quite broke previous price. So you're in to the POC. 5 hours, 508 points. Now it looks like it's consolidating a little bit around the POC of January. It could go either way. So this is a waiting trade as such. Or you've had your money out and you're away. Move on to the next instrument. Even at a lot size, I think it works out at about a pound a pip at one lot for gold, if I remember rightly. So you've nearly £500 there. That's you done for the day. Okay, so let's okay, so I'm gonna stop the share there now. So yeah, that's how I'm looking at things now. Hope it gives some people some nice areas to trade. I'll try and incorporate a little bit more over the next couple of weeks. Oh, just go. But for this week, I'm going to look to get all my instruments set up whilst being off. Not too good at all, to be honest, but this is giving me focus and goals to attain over the week. So thank you very much for all listening, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys.